Online da'wah versus in-person da'wah. Pros and cons.
Well, let me talk about the in-person da'wah and why it is important, more so than online da'wah. I don't really believe in, I mean, online da'wah has its benefits, and you may reach more people, but actually,
Assalamu alaikum, like and subscribe.
the okay, so maybe I'm not the person to ask about online da'wah. I like to, I like the human connection. But the thing is, why I think it's important to have a human connection. It is important because in order for you to be a successful da'iyah, you have to believe in what you are doing. And you have to believe that you can benefit others with the da'wah that you have, with the message that you have. And in order for you to do that, you really have to care about the person that you're giving da'wah to. That you really do care about them to be guided. And that is how the Prophet ﷺ was. He showed love towards the people. And there are so many examples, more than I can actually mention in one night. When the Prophet ﷺ came from Ta'if, after he had been in so much hardship and so much difficulty and so much pain, the angel Jibreel came to him with the angel of mountains, giving him the option to decide right then and there to destroy the city. And he refused. And he said, I just pray that from among their children there will be someone who will say La ilaha illallah. It was about him knowing that there is an important connection with these people, that you want to care about them, that the idea is not to destroy people. It used to be before where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He would show the people the miracles and they would refuse and reject, and they would be destroyed. But in this case, you're better off having people believe and saving them, and there is great reward for saving them. There is actually the notion that da'wah is an act of love. Da'wah is an act of love, that you show love to some people by giving them da'wah, giving them the gift of faith. That is the best gift you can ever give someone, that you love them. And you look at these people as sick people. So, in person versus online, it's like going to a doctor online and getting your treatment, or seeing a doctor in person and the doctor will examine you and treat you. A da'iyah is a doctor that treats souls, and the people are sick people that need guidance, and you need to diagnose their sickness and help them out of their sickness so they can have faith back. Generally, all people are potentially Muslim. They were all born upon faith, upon believing in Allah, and then something happened to them that this changed. That fitrah got covered. That fitrah is still there. You need to retrieve it. You need to save it and save these people and treat them. So, I'm not going to say I don't believe in online da'wah, but I don't think it is as effective as, because it's like, a relationship online and an actual personal relationship. You can be anything online, right? You don't know the person that you're giving da'wah to. And yes, people get guided through the internet, but it is really a double-edged sword that you don't know where this is going with it. But a person that you give da'wah to, he sees you. He sees an example of righteousness, an example of kindness, an example of love, and a reality, a person who's real with all his, pros and cons and flaws and goodness
So I'm gonna take the pro online route, not because I mean I probably the people who affected me the most deeply were people who were around me physically, to a real degree. But I mean I think everybody here benefited for sure from shuyukh that they've never met in their lives. And the reason why is because of online. I've never met Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen, but I listened to his lectures online. I never met, a lot of people. But I benefited from them having some sort of online presence, from their lectures and from their programs and things of that nature. And so a lot of times you are restricted by access, you're restricted by location, you're restricted by travel, you're restricted by a lot of different things. Opportunity, you're restricted, and what online allows you to do is it allows you to benefit from people in a way that you wouldn't have been able to benefit otherwise. For every person who lives in Houston, Texas, there's probably 30 or 100 people who live and are scattered in all of these different nooks and crannies of the United States and even around the world. I mean, there are thousands of people who don't necessarily have access to a person who they relate to and who relates to them at the level that they would like. Ideally, everybody would be able to have somebody who has the time for them even. I've known communities where people will try to organize programs, and there might be du'at, but those du'at don't have time for them at all. They don't have the access. And so online does fill a very important space for a lot of people as far as their spirituality and as far as them being able to gain knowledge.